This is the plaintiff, Lori Louisa. She says she was driving home from work in her camper when out of nowhere the defendant made a crazy move on the exit ramp, slid on some gravel and slammed into her. The defendant then just sped off in a cloud of dust. The inside of her camper was damaged, so were her pots and pans, and she's suing for the $2,260.72. She's out. This is the defendant, Jerry. He says the plaintiff was the one who made a stupid move from the middle lane into his lane as he was getting off the exit, cut him off, and then slammed into his car. He tried the best he could to stop before impact, but it was impossible given the erratic way the plaintiff drove on that fateful day. The cop showed up, took his statement, and that was that, until now. In fact, he thinks the plaintiff caused the accident intentionally in an attempt to scam him or his insurance company. He's accused of careening into a camper. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $3,783, the value of his totaled vehicle.
All parties, please raise your right hands. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Lori Louisa, you are suing Jerry for you've asked us not to use your last name. We'll respect that, for $2,260.72 in damages to your, what is that?
It's a slide-on camper. It sits on the bed of the pickup truck.
So it's the size of a pickup truck. How long is your pickup truck?
It's actually larger.
Oh, it is larger.
6.5 feet.
And what have you got in there?
Everything.
Don't you have a picture of the inside? I'm dying to see it.
I have pictures.
Oh, can I see?
Yeah.
Now, did you buy this and put it on your own pickup, or you bought the pickup and the...
I bought it separately. It has a bed.
Uh-huh.
It has a kitchen area with stove and sink, little bathroom area.
Okay,
storage,
I see a bed, like a chair. It's hard to see because I keep seeing pictures. There we go, kitchen area.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're driving that day, and where are you going that day?
I was going home from work.
Okay, so you're driving it home from work, and what happens? Explain to us. Let me know. Will that help you to do it on that?
Sure.
Okay. If you can't just show it from this perspective, that's fine.
Oh, look, you have my camper. Okay.
We got it. Wait, let me see what. I love my staff. Let me see that. That's so cute. I can't stand this. Oh my gosh, would you look at that? Is that clever or what?
Good job.
Too stinking much.
All right.
All right.
I just need you to stand on this second, please.
So, this is Southern State Parkway. It's only heading eastbound. Actually, the exit before my exit, I could see, let's say this is the exit prior to the accident. He did something crazy where I noticed that it was dangerous. I was back here, and he was coming off here and then changed his mind, and there were cars. And then he slowed down. I was actually in this, it's only 2 lanes, I believe. As he slowed up and I passed him and he did that crazy move, I took a mental note of his license plate. Now he's behind
here we are at
me.
the exit, the next exit, which is where
right. I haven't seen him since the exit prior.
Uh-huh.
Now this is my exit home. So I'm coming off here. I'm just into the exit ramp, and this is all dirt. And all I know is I hear gravel, I hear the dirt and everything, and he comes and hits me right like that.
So did it look like he lost control, or he was trying to cut you off?
I don't know what his malfunction was.
From the way his car was facing, did it look like he just lost control, or did it look like he was trying to cut you off and cause the accident?
He was impaired one way or another, whether it was intoxication or aggravation. So it appeared to be road rage from the way he was driving, when I saw him at the exit prior, and then to come off this dirt, the side of the road, and then we scraped. After the impact, his car scraped. This is also dirt. He went over the ramp into the dirt and then took off and left the scene of the crime.
So what'd you do?
Scene of the accident. I pulled over immediately and
called the police.
Well, I waved down a witness first, and he did stop. So
good move.
Me and the witness.
Where's the witness?
Well, I don't know who he was. I was so nervous.
Oh my God, you stopped him. You got it. It's like the best thing I've ever seen in a traffic case. And you go, oh yeah, bye, thanks a lot. So police didn't write his name down?
Yes, they did.
Oh, they did?
No,
I didn't see it in the police report. Did the witness already leave by the time the police got there?
No.
How'd you get him back? What ended up happening there?
As we were on the phone with the police, we saw him over here, like a block away. I said,
And
I
doing
think
what?
that's and he just came back and was parked there.
Okay.
And the witness said yes.
Go ahead and
that
go
was
back to the
him.
lectern.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right. Jerry.
Sure.
Do the honors, please. Tell me how you say it happened.
Okay. This is where the accident happened. Let's say this is the exit where it happened. I want to back up a little further from that, about 3 miles back, because that's when I first encountered Miss Lewisa. She was driving her camper in the left lane doing about 45, 50 miles an hour. And I waited as 1 or 2 cars passed in front of her, and then I did the same
Because she was
thing.
going too slowly?
Yeah, she was going
Okay.
pretty slow, like 45 to 50 miles an hour.
Okay, and the speed limit is what?
55.
Okay.
So I passed her here, and I moved back to the middle lane, whoops, which is where I, normally drive.
Okay.
And, just proceed along my way. I kind of took notice of her because she was causing kind of a traffic jam. I kind of
By
watched
going
her.
50 instead of 55?
Well, if you drove in Southern State Parkway, that almost everybody does 70, 75.
But
I
the
normally
speed
do.
limit's 55.
I know.
So she wasn't violating the law the way you wanted her to, so you took note of her. Check. Got it. She's going too
You know
slow in the left
why?
lane, and what
Right.
happens?
I left her behind me, and as I moved into the exit lane, I saw her coming up in the middle lane. She had caught me. So although I left her far behind me, at some point she decided to step on the gas and
Okay.
catch up to me a couple miles later. As soon as she cleared my car, she moved directly in front of it.
So she cut in front of you.
She cut in front of me. And
So you cut in
she
front of
missed-
her, so she was payback, and she cut in front of you. So you guys are playing chicken at 50 miles an hour on an expressway with the rest of us driving there. All right, so she cuts you
Allegedly.
off, and what do?
But
You
Your
then
Honor-
go down the gravel to cut her off.
But I'd like to say that,
No, I'd like you to answer what you did. Answer my
okay.
question. What'd you do when she cut you off? Because I know what I would do. At that point, I would say to myself, this woman is crazy.
Well, yeah.
And I would slow down
She-
and make sure that the distance between my car and her car got bigger and bigger, so I was nowhere near the maniac.
And that's
what did you do
exactly
instead?
what I attempted to do. It's exactly
Yeah,
what I
how'd you
attempted
attempt to do that?
By slamming on the brakes as hard as I could.
And then
There
what
was
happened?
no way that I could stop. She was directly in front of me with this huge camper. She slowed down to almost a stop, and I went this way around
Why are you going
her.
that way?
There was no other
There's
way
no
to go.
lane there. Why don't you just wait?
I would have hit her.
What do you, okay, so
would've
you went
hit
that
her.
way to
There's-
avoid hitting her because you're going so fast on the exit lane that you can't accommodate her cutting in front of you. That's what you're saying, right?
And slammed
So
on
you
the
went like
brakes.
this to avoid hitting her, and what happens?
As we both rolling forward, and I'm going slightly faster than her, she turns into me and hits me here. She said, I hit her here. That never happened. She hit me back here. My car spun this way, went back up onto the road. She stopped. I stopped. I put my flashes on, and I started rolling slowly forward to get off the highway. She pulled up over here, not over here, with the back of her camper hanging partly on the road. I pulled down to the end of the exit ramp, and you can see that in the pictures.
And called the police.
I made a left and parked on the shoulder of the road, out of the way of traffic.
And called the
Left
police.
room for her to pull behind me, which
And
I thought
called the police,
and
right. You
said
called the police.
immediately,
Okay.
immediately called the police.
Okay, so that's why we're not talking about leaving the scene of the accident as far as the police are concerned. Did anybody get a ticket, or the cops didn't give a ticket because?
I didn't get a ticket.
Okay, I want to make sure I have everything that you guys think is a police report. I want to make sure I have that.
Yeah, there is a witness in the police report. It's in.
Oh, it is? Oh,
it
maybe
is
I
in there,
missed it.
yeah.
Okay, so let me
Yeah,
see
but the
that,
witness
please.
states that they didn't see anything.
All right, did you guys end up going through insurance? What happened?
I told my insurance that it was not my fault. So they went to litigation and we won. So my car, the damages to my car was covered ultimately through his insurance company, but they did not reimburse me for any of the damages. From
I don't
the
understand.
camper.
They offered you a check
For
and
the
you took it?
car.
You settled with the insurance company?
They just told me how much it would be to fix it and gave me
Okay,
the
what's your
money.
version?
Well, her insurance company called me soon after the accident, offered me, said my truck was totaled. They valued it at $3,600. They offered me 15% of that, saying that, I was mostly at fault. I turned that down because I felt that I wasn't at fault at all.
I mean, you understand that in your version,
Yeah.
you end up back in front of her, which means that you're not braking. And so it's going to be hard for somebody to think that you were doing anything but playing chicken with each other.
Yeah, but if there was any kind of a road rage event, I think it was on her part. In my mind,
Can I tell you something?
The
If there
whole
was any
thing
kind
was
of
a
a road,
non-event.
look at me, both of you. If there was any kind of a road rage event, it was on both your parts. All right?
That's-
It was on both your parts because she perceives you cut her off, so then she proceeds to cut
might
you
have.
off. And I hope that both of you learned a lesson, because this is so childish, I can't tell you. See, where I'm from, somebody might kill you when you do that. Seriously. When you tell me, well, I'm here and she cuts it from me, oh, and then to avoid her, I have to go here. That'd be fine if the accident happened like this, but it didn't. The accident happened like this, so which means that you are not stepping on a brake, you're accelerating because you want to cut the witch who cut you off back off, because everybody's busy trying to play.
¿Quién es macho?
¿Quién es más macho? Well done.
I'm close.
Very good. Very good. And then what ends up happening? Your insurance companies went to arbitration. Got it. And then what happens? The arbitrator, I guess, decides for you on the truck, but not for you on the camper, on the house part of it. They didn't make you sign a waiver?
No.
Okay, here's what I want. I want whatever the insurance company gave you when you accepted their check. I need to see that. And did you go to your insurance company and find out what kind of, what things she signed?
They won't release it. All they released was pictures of my vehicle, pictures of her vehicle, and her estimate. But they wouldn't release anything about the arbitration or anything, or the results of it, or anything.
But I need to see what you accepted, because you might have settled this case by taking that check. I don't know what happened. If she accepted a check from your insurance company and she signed a waiver, we're done.
Right.
The check came from whom? Your own insurance?
From Geico.
I don't know who Geico is. I know who Geico is. I don't know.
I'm sorry, my insurance.
That's it. That's what it is. Geico and your company is?
Travelers.
Okay. Geico and Travelers are disagreeing about whose fault it is. Geico and Travelers agree among themselves to go to an arbitrator. It's none of your business because they're going to agree. So Geico and Travelers make an agreement somehow, or the arbitrator decides that one thing's going to be covered but not the other. And then the one thing that they cover is the truck. You say that when your insurance company pays you, your house part of it is not covered, right?
When I first got the camper, they said, as long as it's sitting in the bed of the truck, you don't need separate insurance.
How could you not need separate insurance if now you've made the
Because
car
they said
worth twice as much?
It's considered property inside the truck.
Yeah, but I think you might have played fast and loose with the information, because it's not inside the truck, it's on it. Yeah, if you put something in
they apologized
every time
to
you
me.
put a dishwasher inside your pickup truck, you don't have to go get separate insurance for it. But when you alter the state of your pickup truck by putting a house on it, I pretty much think you got to get it insured. In any event, that's why your insurance company didn't pay you. That has nothing to do with the following: the merits of whose fault the accident is, and whether or not this is something that he has to pay for if I find that he is at fault for the accident. All right, court's in recess.
All rise.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, do women commit road rage as much as men?
Yes. Yes. I think so.
They're just as angry.
Just as angry as any other man. Yeah.
You're nodding.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. Women are just as capable of it as men.
What do you think?
I agree. I commit road rage. People
On a daily basis, it sounds like.
I've seen it.
in LA is a tough place to drive.
And so is New York. I mean, they're all tough places, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, welcome to the city. Going inside the courtroom.
Okay. So, Miss Louisa, I want to go over the items that you're suing for first, and then we'll discuss my ruling. But you're suing $463.63, amount owed for money paid to reattach the floor. And that's because what happened?
The jolt from the impact from the front right, the jolt made the camper go forward. So the floor separated. It stayed attached to the camper, but the floor separated from the camper.
How?
Because the bottom, the floor is attached to the truck. So that held, but the jolt from the impact made it separate.
Do you have pictures?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Come over here. All right. Show me the pictures of the separated floor. Okay. What's this?
This is how it ties down. It holds
bottom
the
of-
camper
it's
onto
just
the
a bungee
truck.
cord.
No, not at all. It's a steel turnbuckle.
Right. And what happened?
The floor, the turnbuckle system worked. It held on, but the floor separated from
the walls?
wall.
Oh, that's the word you weren't saying before. So the
Sorry.
floor, that's all right. The floor is separated from the walls. What's this a
Correct.
picture of?
That's the separation.
Where's your car in this picture? Which part is
Right
your
here.
car?
The back right.
Okay.
Right.
So it literally just took the walls off the floor.
Yeah. That's where the
Okay, so
turnbuckle
this
was
whole
attached.
hole here isn't supposed to be here. All right.
Exactly.
So then show me the receipt for the damage, for the repair. Then you're also suing for $1374.11 to fix the floor.
The repair, which you'll see also in the pictures, was only to reattach the floor to the wall.
Labor to remove outside skin moldings, repair and replace wood floor and beams, reinstall fiberglass and molding and seal. Okay, is this the wood floor?
Right, correct.
And it's $1,300 to repair that?
Well, that's just one section.
Okay. You're also suing for $138 to replace the turnbuckles.
The spring inside is broken.
Okay. $40 owed for boxed food. How did he damage your boxed food?
Oh, there was just some storage, and then since it was open, it got all wet and everything.
Do you have a picture of it?
No.
You can't just start adding figures to come to a higher number. You got to prove up what you're trying to sue for. Okay, $49.99 amount owed for a lobster pot. Why does he owe you a lobster pot?
Because the lobster pot was dented and rusted.
Can I see that? Do you have a picture of it?
I didn't take pictures.
Okay, $10 for a splatter screen pan. Why does he owe you a splatter
all
screen pan?
mildew, rusted.
How does he hitting you damage it? That's the question. $5 for paper goods. Tell me about that.
They asked me to give
It's your lawsuit, honey. It's your lawsuit. You had to know I was going to ask you this.
Exactly.
$5 for paper goods.
Right.
What is the paper goods you're suing for?
I store paper plates, napkins, toilet paper.
How were they damaged in the
tissue.
accident?
Everything got wet. The floor was, as you see.
But did he make it rain?
And
How did he damage the paper goods? $10 for lantern
he broke
globes.
my camper. And
Do you have any
it was no
pictures of the
longer
lantern
sealed.
globes?
No.
You're not trying to just jack this up, are you?
Not at all. And if anything, there was additional things.
Okay. Now, Mr. Jerry,
Yes.
you have a counterclaim against her for $3,783, the value of your 1995 Suburban. With all due respect, I have 3 humans in my house younger than your Suburban. Why would it be worth $3,783?
It really has everything.
Okay, that's fine. Let me just
but-
show me something that shows me that, like your bill of sale or anything, or your title. I don't know, something that shows it that.
You can see the pictures
Okay,
if you'd like.
show me that.
Here's the pictures of my truck.
You have a third row seat?
Yes, rear air conditioning, rear heating, leather. It's got everything.
Is this a picture that you took when?
Right after the accident.
The damage is here? Here in the back of your car?
Yes, behind the rear wheel,
Okay.
which she said I hit her in the front. So I don't know
Now,
how that.
this makes you more guilty. Don't you understand? Look, give me the pictures of the damages to your car. First of all, I think you're both guilty, just in case there was any confusion because I was ragging on you too much. Is it?
Yes.
I
Just
can't
a-
tell what part of your car this is, though.
It's the front right.
Front right?
fender.
Front right fender. So you're here. I don't know whether this accident happened here, or here, or here, or here. I know, because you're all liars and I can't figure out, and everybody says a different thing, but I know that this is the contact you guys have.
That's correct. I agree.
Right?
I agree with
Okay,
that.
don't talk. Listen, let me tell you what this is not. This is not some maniac cuts in front of you and you're, oh my God, I'm gonna crash. And then you stop. And then the maniac keeps going. That's not that. This is the maniac cuts in front of you and you say, why, you little witch. And then you are trying to get in front of her again. And that's how that happens. And if any one of you women don't agree with me, speak now or forever hold your peace. Look at that. Not a one is speaking up because they know that it's right there. There's the evidence. Now, let me just say this. I believe you when you say she cut you off. I believe you.
Your Honor.
Because, no, I'm not asking a question, pal. I'm talking here.
Go ahead.
Okay? I believe you. Because I think that's exactly what's going on. You know why? Because if I believe that was his conduct, then his conduct is precipitated by something. There's something that made him angry enough to want to pass you. And the something is not just him high. It's rage. I think you're right. But it's rage because you did something to him. That is how I know, especially since you testified about him cutting you off before and I memorized his license plate. Really? Because if I pick up the phone and I call somebody and it rings twice, I don't know who I'm calling. But apparently you memorize his license plate, but there's no road rage going on between you two. You just go around memorizing stuff all the time. Come on.
Maybe that's
What part is this?
Time for ruling now.
That's right.
Time to rule.
We're done. You think that I just fell off the turnip truck? I know. We're done. I know exactly what happened here. This happened for one reason and one reason only, because both of you have a bad temper and couldn't control it. It's not only one of you who had a road rage. It's both of you that had a road rage. So quite frankly, as it stands, I think you suck up your losses, and I think you suck up your losses. I think we'll just call it a day. Good luck, folks.
There are goose eggs on both sides of the scoreboard here as the plaintiff comes out here. Do you accept your share of the responsibility for this whole scenario?
Not at all. He said it himself that I was driving too slow, so obviously that's what aggravated him. How that turns into I'm playing chicken with the lunatic, never saw him anywhere near when I was getting off my exit.
What are you memorizing license plates for?
Because he was driving dangerously, and that's it.
All right,
he could
all
have
right.
killed somebody.
Okay, you just head right down this way, and there she goes. All right, so you step on in here. Do you accept your share of the responsibility for this deal?
Well, I never really got to tell my whole story. I really think she was just out for money in this case. I mean, I think she wanted me to run into the back of her camper.
She wanted to cause an accident.
I think so.
For what reason?
Because I think she wanted to make a claim on the camper.
So she found you on the highway, and she said, that's the guy I'm going to victimize,
I think it might have gone back, and that's why I brought it up in court. I think it might have gone back to when I passed her on the left. But a lobster pot, really?
Lobster pot, Harvey.
Lobster pot.
This case of unclean hands, her car was damaged, but she caused it as much as anybody else. So bottom line is enough for all of them. Going inside the courtroom again.